Mr. Poos had told me not to use his real name, so I assumed Poos was the colour of his face after 4 Red Bulls in a row. 5 Red Bulls. Jesus. Yeah! Mr. Poos got on his computer. Gets my brain going. He tapped a bunch. So, what are you going to do? Just did it. Huh? I looked at the screen. It was on Google. What did you do? Then it hit me. He typed in a bunch of words. No doubt they were monitoring internet usage. I rattled the cage. He opened another window on his computer. And now we see what happens. He double-clicked. They're tracing us, so we can... He started explaining all sorts of computer things I didn't understand. Something about a jump box and redirectors. We sat there, listening to the back and forth between the various parties involved. That bitch, I groaned, as Captain Rishi and somebody talked about moving the head splitter people to somewhere undisclosed. Friend of yours? Mr. Poos downed his 6th Red Bull. I don't know where the skinny little guy put it. She's the reason I have these. I bared my teeth. Holy shit! Mr. Poos jumped a good 6 inches off the seat. That's some scary shit, bro, he added. Okay, so they're talking about using couriers to relay orders concerning these head splitters, and maybe transport the people themselves. Think I compiled a little dossier with their procedures for courier work. Hold on. The jumpy little caffeine addict flipped through some folders before pulling one out. He made a label with a pen and some masking tape. It said, Secret file, fuck off. Mr. Poos had another Red Bull. They can't trace paper, he added, as I opened the folder. Okay, so apparently the Shorvanti turned this kind of thing over to militia normally. With all the local militia scrambling to search for one missing Lyra Dasari, according to Captain Rishi, however, they delegated to the local police force, which meant we had an in, if we could get Uncle Lyle to break his precious law for 5 minutes. Thanks, bud. I owe you one. I got up. There was another engagement I had to get to. You know, I'm just a case of Red Bull away, Mr. Poos added as I left. Once I told Mum of my plan, I made a beeline for Beth Tizion's synagogue. My talk with our prisoner had shaken me. Up till now, I'd been convinced I was doing the right thing, but that talk was rattling around in my head. Anyways, I was just in time for Minion, so I figured I'd stay for that. Couldn't hurt. Once that was done, I found Rabbi Lansky. Somehow he recognized me instantly. Little Tommy Steinberg. He unfolded his tallis and hung it up before giving me a hug. It's been so long. Way too long. You seem troubled. Man, Rabbi Lansky didn't miss a thing. If it's a long story, I have the time. Okay, then. I told him about everything that had happened since the Shorvanti came. Meeting Uncle Bill at the bar, the hospital, the assassinations, prison, everything. Now the question is, I took a deep breath, am I a bad man? A man who has done bad things. Rabbi Lansky appeared ponderous. Sure, times like these are tough for everybody, but are you yourself bad for what you have done? It's not my place to judge, only God can do that. If you want my professional opinion, though, I'd say he still has some faith in you. What do you... Rabbi Lansky held up a finger. Had God lost faith in the goodness of your soul, would he have guided you back in here? I think that whatever's happened so far, he knows you can take it. If it's not a test or something, then... what? Religion was the cause of, and answer to, my confusion. I think he's got big plans for you. Oh boy, more responsibility. Was that rude? How about you put that wit to good use and stay for Shabbos? It's about time. Maybe God will help you with your troubles if you answer his invitation, I guess it couldn't hurt. I took a seat in the sanctuary as Rabbi Lansky got started, and people filed in. I pulled out the Siddur and followed along. We were halfway through the Amidah, when a set of hands grabbed me by the shoulders, pulling me out of the pew. It was a standing prayer, so I was thrown off balance. 2 hulking Marines, clad in those fancy motorcycle helmets, stood over me. Thomas Steinberg, you are under arrest for the acts of... Have you no shame? Somebody yelled. Now, during the Shabbat service, there are a number of prayers with special significance. If you're outside the sanctuary, you wait for these prayers to finish before coming in. These sure weren't just a danger to my health. They were downright offensive. You are welcome here, somebody else added. Get out now! No! Rabbi Lansky got down off the bimmer and walked towards the Marines. Everybody is welcome in the house of the Lord, but I will not, he will not tolerate an act like this in his house. Not my religion, one of the Shurs said. The other was looking around. I'm so sorry, the second one said. We didn't realize. She nudged the first one. Rude. She dragged the other out. We'll be waiting outside for the end of service, okay? Okay, that's fair. Once the shills were gone, Rabbi Lansky turned to me. "I suggest you leave out the back door." Noted. I sat back down. Back to the Amida. Just had the final bit left. It seemed relevant. My God, keep my tongue from evil and my lips from lies. "I will not, repeat, will not do it!" Lyle snapped. "I work with the Shilvanti to get the police force reformed, not so you and your brood can use me as some Benedict Arnold." "You turned into Benedict Arnold when you betrayed the human race, Arnold." Barbara sat on the sofa, absentmindedly oiling her chainsaw. Ever since Tommy had come home earlier and told her what he'd found out, Barbara and Lyle had been arguing back and forth. Fuck! I have things, word, plans, goals, things I want to accomplish, things I can't do with a criminal record, Barbara. I follow the law." "Whose law, Lyle? Yours or the Shilvanti's?" Barbara stood up to her full height. Admittedly, it wasn't much. "They're the same law, Barbara. I don't know if you understand this, but laws are made for everyone." Lyle went and got a beer from the fridge. "I don't think you understand what that means, Lyle. It goes both ways. Everybody is entitled to the protections and freedoms afforded to us by the laws, something we have been systematically denied." "Save it, Lyle. These bitches killed your wife." Lyle didn't say anything. Barbara didn't hear anything aside from the shattering of a bottle. "What did you say?" "The Shilvanti, Lyle. They killed your wife." Barbara rushed to fetch a broom and a dustpan. "That can't be. They told me I could meet her when..." "When?" "Once I held them with you and Tom." Well, the lying alien CIA bitches lied. Barbara put her hand on his shoulder. "I'm sorry, Lyle. I found the dossier during my chainsaw attack. She died in the home invasion." Oh my God, why didn't you tell me?" He slumped against the wall. Truth be told, Barbara had been saving that one for when she needed it. "I wanted to tell you, just couldn't find the right time." How could I have been so stupid? They told me they were keeping her safe. A tear ran down his face. "They promised me, it's okay, Lyle. This is your chance to get back at them. Hey, you aren't even doing anything bad." Barbara came and sat with Lyle. "You're just going to see an old friend." "Have anything stronger than beer? I'm so fucking nervous." Barbara got him a bottle of rum. Rum which he promptly chugged. Tommy chose that moment to come home. Jesus, bad time? Fuck it. He came inside. It took a little difficulty. Scratch that, a lot of difficulty, but Lyle eventually got back up. "Know what?" Lyle slurred. "For once in my rotten life, I'm gonna do the right thing. Not the legal ones, the right ones. After I sleep this off." And he probably passed out in the bar in the kitchen. "Did he down that whole bottle?" Tom turned Lyle on his side. "Yeah, that was the good stuff too." "That bottle of Kraken?" "Yeah." Barbara sadly tossed out the jug. "And several beers." The next evening, Lyle couldn't tell if he was more nervous or hungover. He'd been the good guy his whole life, and now he was committing a major felony. Either way, he walked into the bar, shades on, head held high. Once the Shilvanti had disbanded the police, a fair number of them had taken up alcoholism as a new hobby. Others worked with the Shilvanti, in hopes of restoring the police. Disbanded wasn't quite the correct word, however. They still got the SWAT teams and the sorted tactical units together to use as mercenaries for some jobs. An exploit Lyle was here to exploit. He scanned the bar, looking for a face he might recognize. It was the kind of bar the Shilvanti would recognize as dangerous, had it been a shield bar on their own planet. The last few who'd set foot in here to molest the patrons got off with broken pool cues lost somewhere nobody wanted Splinterwood lodged. There. Officer Zavala sat at the bar, suddenly drinking something. Lyle sat down next to him. Zavala had been a part of the state police's state teams, tactical police, and he knew he resented the Shilvanti while performing work for them. The perfect cover. "Sergeant Rosenthal?" Zavala had another drink. "Trooper Zavala." Lyle ordered his own beer. "Still working for the eggplants?" Zavala took a drink. Lyle knew a bunch of his former department resented him for throwing in with the perps, but that was old Lyle. "Purple bitches killed my wife and arrested the kid and me. What do you think?" "That sucks, man. Sir." "Just Lyle. Let's face it, we aren't going to see the Maryland State Police reformed." Lyle could hear his liver screaming. "Yeah. Hey, good to see you come round, man. If there's anything you need, man, just let me know." Here it was. The moment everything changed for Lyle Rosenthal. He took a deep breath. "There actually is something you can do for me. I need information." "Name it. I'll tell you what I know, man." Zavala ordered another round of drinks for the two of them. The Shilvanti have been using former state to transport somebody important. The Marriott in Lithicum. Those interior spooks use it as a safe house. That's deep undercover. They send us to grab them, bring them back, no questions asked. And that's it? I don't gotta do something for you or whatever? That hadn't gone so bad. Lao's first crime. Call it, first one's a discount. How about that? You're one of us now. Name your price. Have another round with me. It was going to be a long night, Lao figured, as yet another bottle slid towards him.